Welcome, everyone, to Late Night with BS3. And on tonight's show, we have a very special guest. We have Shay Hensley. He is the owner of a company named TopChoice Mortgage. He's a mortgage broker licensed in Ohio and Virginia. So we'll be talking with him tonight, how long he's been in business, and we'll go through a couple of other different questions. Also, we're going to get into NFL talk on tonight as well. We got big games coming up tomorrow. So stay tuned for a great show. Join in on the comments. Also, if you have any questions or comments that you want to bring up, I'm sure Shay would not mind answering those. So we are looking forward to tonight. Thank you, all of those. We're live right now on Facebook. We're live on YouTube. We're live on Twitter, Twitch. So we are pretty much everywhere. Let me know how you guys' Saturday is going. I'm excited. I had a good day so far, and the day is just going to get better with this interview tonight. Also, I want to make a huge announcement. You've probably seen on social media that BS3 Network will be going to Roku. We will still have our same platforms that we're already on, but we'll be adding another one. We'll be going on Roku starting November the 1st. So if you have a Roku TV or if you have a Roku box, you'll be able to go and find BS3 TV, where you'll be able to connect and find all of the great shows that we have, the video versions of the shows. So I am 100% looking forward to that. We have, looks like Shay is trying to connect. I'm not sure if he's able to get on or not. I'm going to make a notation to him real quick. But this is a show definitely where we are open to having different guests, open to having different people talking different topics. So, I talk sports for a long time. I'm still doing sports, but also branching off doing different people and different topics and categories. Let's see if we have Shay on. Shay, how you doing?
Good, Ben. How you been?
Good. Great to have you on the show.
Yeah, I appreciate the opportunity.
Yeah, no problem. So introduce yourself, Shay, and talk a little bit about TopChoice Mortgage.
Yeah, Shea Hensley from Ohio, TopChoice Mortgage, created in 2019, 2020. We are a mortgage broker in the Mason, Ohio area, and just newly licensed in Virginia. So growing. Small company. We handle any type of residential mortgages in the Ohio and now Virginia states, and kind of just, growing. I've been in the business for going on about 24 years. Built our staff up now with 2 operations team members and 4 licensed loan officers. So we like to help people buy new homes, refinance homes, and offer, low rates and low fees.
Awesome. Well, this is a interesting scenario or coincidence. I just bought a house. I'm in Texas, so interesting that you coming on the show right at about this time. But I just purchased a brand new house for the beginning of June. So I definitely know the experience, and it's nothing better than having a good mortgage company. I'm not going to mention the one that I bought my house from, but it was definitely not the experience that I hoped for. So if you're in the Virginia or Ohio area, TopChoice Mortgage would be a spot for you.
Yes, congratulations on the new home. If we would have met beforehand, I would have advised, even though not licensed. So I'm, here to help anyone, any other states, any friends, family, anybody listening. even if we're not licensed in that area, reach out if you got any questions and stuff. My staff and I enjoy what we do. We got a lot of years of experience and stuff. And, like I said, just really enjoy helping people, with their financing needs on homes.
Awesome. And that's important. I mean, that's mostly everybody's dream, is to have that home and to have your family there, and to, be able to have something that you own. So I definitely agree with that. So, so you already kind of mentioned how long you've been in business. What types of programs do you guys offer?
Yes. So we offer, conventional FHA, VA, USDA, any type of, reverse mortgages. We do not get into the home equity lines, mostly the first mortgage concept, construction loans, blanket loans, people, especially in today's market when homes don't stay on the market very long and stuff, we can help use some of the equity in your current home to purchase another home. So all types of, non-qualifying mortgages, bank statement programs, basically anything and everything that you see out there, we can do. The good thing about us being a mortgage broker, we're set up right now we're set up with 9 national lenders. So we shop for you. We're kind of that one-stop shop that, goes out, finds low rates, low fees, everything that you would do on your own. We do that for you. Any type of programs that you see out there, we can do.
Awesome. And that's important, that you're not just tied to one company, but you're able to help people, with different company, and you're a broker, like you said. So I think that's important, because, in some instances, companies are tied to particular companies and they can't really branch out. So that limits them on what type of rates they can offer.
Correct. Yes.
Yeah. Now, how many loan officers do you have? I think you said 2. Is that correct?
4. Yeah. 4.
Okay.
Yeah. 4 licensed loan officers as of right now. Plus myself, I still produce and stuff like that, helping friends and family. But yeah, 4 licensed, just now getting licensed in Virginia a few weeks ago, getting our approval. There's 2 of us licensed in the state of Virginia, but all 4, including myself, in Ohio.
Awesome. So what are some things that you would share for, this is kind of off the script question, but what are some things you would share to someone wanting to purchase a house or looking for a company to work with? What are some tips you would give them?
Shop around, even though we're a broker and stuff like that, would do some of the shopping for you after application. Get second opinion. Not always your first, it's just like shopping for anything else, a car, a laptop, anything that you're out shopping for. My advice would just be, get a second opinion, make sure it's the right fit, make sure the communication's there, that you understand everything, kind of do your due diligence. There's so much information online nowadays, and that would probably be my best advice. Not all loan officers or companies, know the ins and outs of every type of program and stuff, because there is a difference between, conventional FHA, and then our military, our veterans and stuff, the VA programs that, the opportunities there. I would just say, get a second opinion. It doesn't hurt. The old myth and the old sales pitch that everybody hears is, when you're shopping for a mortgage, don't let somebody else, pull your credit. it's going to drop your score, 20 points, 30 points. And that's a bad myth out there in the industry. You might see a couple point swing or something like that, but you're not going to see that 20, 30 point, swing. So I would say just get a second opinion, shop around, make sure you're getting the best deal. It is one of the biggest investments that you're going to make in your life. So make sure it's right. Make sure the financing and everything is right for you.
Right. And that's important. That's extremely important because, in this process of buying a house or looking for a lender or a mortgage company, you need to ask those questions, but also don't just settle in and just pick someone based on what they say. Do your research and figure out who's the best company to work with. But also don't think you're asking a stupid question or anything like that. And that's a great point that you brought up about the credit, because I think that's a lot of fear a lot of people have because they want to try to keep their credit up, to a certain level, especially in the process of, buying your house.
Correct.
Yeah. We got a couple of listeners in here. DeMarcus D. Great. Thank you for tuning in. He says, "What's up, Ben? Congratulations." Also says, "Cowboy up." Cowboys on a bye week this week. So unfortunately, I don't have a Cowboys game to talk about, but being 5-1 right now, that's sitting pretty. So I'm excited. We'll talk about some NFL games here in a minute as well. With Shay is also a sports fan. Now, the other question: why should people choose or use Top Choice Mortgage?
Yeah, good question, Ben. Our experience, like I said, our staff and stuff, we got a vast, experience in the industries. We come from all realms of the mortgage business, not just, being on the broker side, but retail, credit union, savings and loans, so on and so forth. Experience in underwriting, closing, funding, everything that's entailed in the mortgage business. And then also, we do not charge, as a small company, small overhead and everything. We keep our margins, low. Some of the costs and stuff that we entail in the mortgage business, with having the small overhead and everything, we kind of, transition that into the transactions that we do with our consumers and borrowers. So we do not charge any lender fees. So when you're buying with us and stuff, you're not going to see an origination fee, discount points, administration fees, processing fees, anything like that. We just feel that we want to get the best overall deal for anybody that we're helping. So, we try to keep those costs down. And it is transaction based. So, I mean, if somebody wants to, ultimately buy down their rates or anything like that, that's a little different and stuff. And that's just kind of a case by case, Right. But I would say that's the number one thing with us is just the cost and rates. We're very, very competitive with rates. And then our cost, overall cost and stuff is very competitive.
Yeah. And that's important. I mean, you want to save costs where you can. And I think that's a great point. As you see scrolling down below, Top Choice Mortgage, visit the website, topchoice.mortgage, and you'll be able to find all the information there. And glad that I was able to get you on the show. Anyone have any questions? So everybody out there listening, if you're in the process of buying a house or you have a mortgage question, anything that you may have, if you're not in the Ohio or Virginia area, you can pop in and give us any questions that you may have on tonight's show. Now, as we kind of transition over to the sports topic, you being in Ohio, what teams are you a fan of?
Come on. Yeah, just like tonight, got them on mute over here on the TV to the side and stuff. The Buckeyes, definitely the Buckeyes. Got to be a Reds fan, with baseball, and you got to be a Bengals fan. You're just kind of born into it.
Right.
The Midwest and stuff. The rivalries from the states, and stuff like that. You're just kind of born into, being, as far as the professional sports go, it's Reds, Bengals, college, Buckeyes. So,
Buckeyes got a long history of wins and championships. And this is about a former coach. But what's your thoughts on Urban Meyer going to Jacksonville and already having some dust ups there too?
Man, I tell you, it's hard to read Urban, isn't it? I mean, going from Florida, and then the health issues, and he kind of sits out a year, comes to the Buckeyes, and the program, the tradition and everything just builds on that. He's, he went to UC. So, I mean, he's an Ohio guy. So, I mean, I think there's a lot of mixed feelings. And then, what's kind of already happened with, the Jacksonville situation and the bar situation last week or a week ago and stuff. I think it's a love-hate. I think he's, overall a very, very good coach. I think he's a great recruiter. I'm not sure. I think time is the feeling out there as far as at the professional level. Will he last? I don't know. I don't know if Urban's built for the pros. Not sure yet.
I don't know if he's built for any type of pushback or challenges, because anytime challenges come, he try to finds a way to run away, or an excuse comes up. The USC job came up, so I started thinking in the back of my head, maybe he wants the USC job, but I don't know. I think he's going to stay there as long as he can. But if you think about Nick Saban went to Miami, that didn't really work out. He just got out of Dodge as soon as possible. So I guess we'll see what happens. That's always going to be a storyline going on. But coming up tomorrow, we got NFL games. Obviously, we got college games on right now and from today. But the first game I wanted to talk about is the Chiefs at the Titans, where Chiefs are obviously one of the best teams in the NFL. Have one of the best quarterbacks, if not the best quarterback. You got the Titans that are playing just really
man,
this crazy football right now, and that's on the backs of Derrick Henry. So I mean, this is going to be a really good game. Give me your thoughts on this one tomorrow.
It is. I mean, Derrick Henry. I mean, that dude's a beast. I don't know what else you can say about that guy. But I think records, and stuff. I mean, do you say this is a must-win for the Chiefs? I mean, they don't look like the average, the normal Chiefs.
Right.
They've had some up and downs already with 6-7 weeks of the season, or going into seventh week of the season. Mahomes hasn't been Mahomes, So the Titans defense has played pretty good this year, and I think with Coach Vrabel down there, the ex-Buckeye and stuff, he's a hard-nosed guy. I think you're just going to see a lot of Derrick Henry, that tomorrow, and see if they can keep Patrick and them off the field, But I think, when everybody's been down on the Chiefs and stuff over the first, not half yet, but getting close to the half of the season, is this a make or break game for them? It might be a must win, or people are just going to start counting them out completely.
Yeah, I think confidence wise, I think this definitely is, because if you go below 500, you're starting to mess with your psyche, which I think this team can obviously bounce back. But if you can continue to lose games, you could just end up having a down year that kind of caught everybody off guard, which it's rare when you see that the caliber of this team. But Tennessee, and they're playing in Tennessee, so I wanted to point that out too. That's going to be a home game for them. Derrick Henry just ran all over the previous team that they played against, and the Chiefs defense is not playing well. So I'm actually going to say this is I'm going to
going Tennessee.
I'm going Tennessee.
Oh wow, okay,
a close one, yeah.
Yep, I can agree with that. Yeah.
I just think it's just one of those games where Tennessee's on a roll, and they already beat their biggest test was the Bills. On the past show I did, we were talking about how they circled that on their schedule, how they've been ready for that game, and they played up to and better to the competition. So I don't think the Chiefs are going to be any different. I think it's going to be a close one, but yeah, I got the Titans. Who you got?
I'll go with the Titans too.
All right.
Yeah, I think Derrick Henry. I think they're gonna control the time, the clock, and everything and stuff. And I'm not sure. Derrick Henry might rush for 300 yards tomorrow against Chiefs defense. I mean, they're just going to run the ball. They're going to run the ball, and try to keep that Chiefs offense off the field.
Yeah, I definitely see that. So that's one of the marquee matchups for tomorrow. They really could have flexed that down to the night game, because the night game, which we're not even going to talk about because I don't think it's going to be that good, but the Colts and the 49ers, I believe, are playing on Sunday night.
Mm-hmm.
And, obviously the 49ers going through the back and forth quarterback, and the Colts just not that great of a team. But the other game I wanted to talk about was the Bengals. Your Bengals.
There you go.
At the Ravens. This is going to be a big time matchup. Ravens just playing good football as well. I like the whole nucleus of the team that they have there, them being 5-1, but the Bengals are 4-2. So I'm going to pass it over to you first. Give me your thoughts on this game.
Yeah, it's kind of like the Chiefs situation. You got the Bengals a little younger now with Joe Burrow and his mate from LSU, Chase out there, wide receiver, having a great year already. But Lamar Jackson. And that the Ravens defense and you're at Baltimore. So they've kind of stepped up and been the king of the conference the last few years and stuff, and I think it's going to be a good one. I think we got an opportunity. I think we got a shot. I'm just not sure overall we're ready yet, as far as the Bengals go, to take that next step yet. I think we're still maybe missing, a piece or two and stuff defensively, and, maybe offensive line a little bit. Because I don't know if we can go into Baltimore and just kind of air it out and just put it on Joe and see what's happening, And then again, you got Lamar Jackson. He might be, as we were just talking about Patrick, Mahomes and stuff. Lamar might be making that next step, of taking over the NFL. On that aspect.
Yeah. You made some really good points, and I think the way the Bengals are playing, I think this is another one of those kind of big test games for them.
Yes.
They've been playing well so far. They're 4-2, but this is going into Baltimore, playing against a top-notch team that continues to do it week in and week out. So I think it's going to be. A good game. I do consider it to be a close game, because also the Ravens, they're battling the running back situation. You don't know who's going to have the ball, and I think that could possibly affect them. But anytime Lamar Jackson's on the field, it's going to be hard. It's going to be a tough and long game. But I'm going to lean towards the Ravens playing in Baltimore. But I think this is a big test. It's going to be a real big test for the Bengals. If they prove me wrong, they'll be 5-2, and you can really I think count on them to make the playoffs, so they can beat this caliber team in Baltimore. But it's a big test.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, and you bring it up, the running back situation with Baltimore and stuff, but Lamar can be both. He can be quarterback and running back. So with that being said, though, I got to stick with my Bengals. And if they can go 5-2 and they can put Baltimore 5-2, I'm not sure how Cleveland pulled out the Thursday night game with everybody they were missing and stuff, but I mean. Yeah. The conference is up for grabs, but get a couple games back and from Baltimore, depending on what Cleveland does next couple weeks with injuries and stuff, it's going to be a tough task to make playoffs.
Yeah. But
I got to go with the Bengals. I got to stick with them.
Okay. All right. I respect that. I would do the same thing.
You wouldn't go against Cowboys, would you?
Nope. I would not. I would not. Now, first game of the year, I did pick the Bucks just because it's Tom Brady.
You can't go against the GOAT.
Can't do that. And it was close. If we would have made some field goals, that game would have been completely different. So that's the part that obviously that frustrated me. But you're right about that. Browns pulling away that game. I don't know how they did it. No Baker, no running back. Now that running back, I don't know if you play fantasy football at all, but that running back just went off on them. Dearness Johnson just went off on the Broncos, and that was kind of the difference. But in the AFC North, the Steelers 3-3. I don't see them making any noise this year. Cleveland 4-3, Bengals 4-2, and then Ravens 5-1. So
yes,
honestly, all those teams are in the mix. I don't have a lot of faith in the Steelers just because Big Ben is getting older, and I don't know how much more he can do. So,
yeah, I mean he's been great. He's had a great career and stuff like that. I think the Steelers have over the last few years could have drafted or traded and this and that and brought a decent. They've had a couple of decent backups over the last few years for Ben. But just the franchise and stuff. I mean, Ben's won a lot of games for them, man. And it's kind of hard to push somebody aside that's been that way.
Right, that's true. And I think they just signed him or they extended his contract. So I mean, they're loyal to him, and I 100% get that. At some point, though, you got to think. We got to start thinking about the future. Like we can't keep just having this guy on the hook just because. But he's done a lot for the city, done a lot for the team, and it's one of those hard situations. I don't wish that on any organization because you don't know when's the right time to kind of pull the plug. But I think eventually they'll have to honestly kind of look in the mirror and say, okay, it's time to make some moves.
Yes.
Yeah. All right, let's get to the last game I wanted to touch on, which thank you, Shay, for coming on the show. Shay Hensley of TopChoice Mortgage. If you have any mortgage questions that you can see scrolling down below, put those in the chats. We will get to those. But Bears at Bucks. Now, this is probably not one of the best potential games for tomorrow, but I think, to me, I wanted to talk about this one. Obviously, because it's Tom Brady on one side, but then you got that young talent in Justin Fields over there, which is a former Buckeye as well. So I wanted to really touch on this one and see if the Bears are somehow able to sneak a win in Tampa Bay. So give me your thoughts on this one. Man,
as much as I hate to go against Justin, the former Buckeye great and stuff, I just don't see it. Unfortunately, I just don't think he's got the help. I don't think they got the overall team to go down to Tampa and beat Brady and the Bucks. Brady's made the comment many times about coming back this year again, and playing for a few more years, but he's still chasing that undefeated season, and they don't look like the Bucks of last year right now, But I still think that they're one of the teams to beat going through the rest of the season and into the playoffs. But I think Justin can be a very good NFL quarterback, just like he was a very good college quarterback. I just don't think they got the line, the offensive line, ready for what they're going to face with the Buccaneers defensive line and defense. And unfortunately, Justin's inexperience at the NFL level is probably going to show a little bit tomorrow. So I would definitely be leaning heavy with the Bucs.
Yeah. I agree with you there too. I think we'll get to see the talent of Justin Fields though.
Mm-hmm.
Anytime he's going to play, you're going to see some wow plays. But Tampa Bay is Tampa Bay, and I think they've got a good enough defense. They're 10th ranked in defense, 4th in offense, obviously 1 in passing.
Yes.
So they're going to do what they need to do to get the win. I think the one downside for the Bucs is their running game, which I thought Ronald Jones II was going to still be a valuable running back, but he just hasn't really gotten any run at all. I know it's like they've been leaning on Fournette throughout the season. So that one is one of those kind of that caught me off guard, but I think the high side for the Bears, obviously the running game and the defense, and that's something that they could possibly keep them in this game, because the biggest thing is just getting pressure on Tom. If you can do that, then there could be a way to make this game close, because under pressure, we know Tom can make mistakes. He's not mobile, so that's the best possible chance to make some noise there.
Agree, 100%.
Yeah. All right, so with the NFL games coming up tomorrow, we also got a extra game at the end of the season, so it's a little bit of a different year this year. So I think teams with low records, if they can possibly go on a run, anything could happen. But what was your thoughts on adding one extra game to the NFL season?
I didn't agree with it, really. I mean, I just think it adds another. I guess there's pros and cons. Obviously, I didn't agree with it just because there's always that injury,
right.
question out there, or because these guys, I mean, it's the highest level of football.
Right.
They're going through training camps, they're going through the preseason, and 16 weeks. I mean, of just this high level of how they do things. The hitting, the practices in between. Now you got the Sunday night games, and then you turn around some weeks and you got a Thursday night game. I mean, it's just brutal. It's just brutal what these guys go through. So I wasn't really a big fan of it. I see what they're trying to do. I think, I don't know if it's all money, but I mean, it just, like you just said, it kind of gives some teams, that extra, week of maybe slipping in, the playoffs, or ruining somebody else's season from making the playoffs. But I wasn't a big fan of it. I think that the 16 weeks was good.
Yeah, I with
the bye week.
Oh yeah, and I 100% agree with you. It was definitely a money grab. The NFL is all about money, and it's a business. But if they can somehow squeeze more games out of the NFL,
meaningful games, the meaningful games, not just the preseason and stuff like that.
Right. So they took 2 off the preseason.
Yes.
And they added one, in the end. So I 100% get it because I understand what they're doing. But I think on the flip side, the players had to have agreed to this to some degree, because they do the CBA. So I don't know if this was in the CBA, if they agreed to it, or if this was just something the players didn't have that big of a say-so in. But that's the part that also, as a head scratcher, that you would think the players would also be thinking about their bodies and their long-term health.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right, we got Shay Hensley of TopChoice Mortgage. You can put any questions in the chat as we get towards the end of the show, or you can go directly to the website, get more information. And you guys are lenders in Ohio and Virginia, two states where they're able to help you, but they are also able to help you as well if you have questions. Is there anything else you want to leave us with as we kind of round out the show?
No, Ben, I definitely appreciate the opportunity and stuff to be on tonight and everything. Always, willing to talk mortgages and also, sports. So it's great. It's a couple of things that I love, my family loves, and my team members and stuff. But yeah, definitely appreciate the opportunity.
Yeah, definitely. No problem. No problem. Thank you for coming on. And really looking forward to the rest of this NFL season. Also, we'd love to have you on the show again. If you have anything new that comes up, or if you're in a different new state or anything, we can talk again, talk about the NFL, talk about some more sports. But before I let you go, real quick, not an NFL question, but are you watching the MLB playoffs at all? Honestly, I can say that I'm not.
You're not? But we're well-rounded. My family and stuff, we're baseball, fast pitch softball, winter,
Okay.
football, basketball, everything. So, if it's a sport, we've watched it. We've probably cheered for it. We've got family or friends that played it. So we're all about it. So yes, I have been watching the MLB. There's some local guys that that's been in the playoffs. So you always want to cheer them on, and stuff. So, obviously the Reds didn't make it, but just being a fan of sports, that's usually about 99.99% of the time that's on our television, or we're talking about it. So
I hear you.
But yeah, so we can always do this again and talk about. You can bring up cricket, and we'll figure it out. We'll figure something out to talk about.
Awesome. Yeah. Now, if the Rangers were probably in it, maybe I would pay more attention. But I think since my team's not in it, now when the World Series comes around, I probably will watch it. I am that guy that will watch every single World Series game just because that's the biggest stage. But I think I'm similar to like that in basketball too. I'm gonna watch the Mavs. I'm gonna watch kind of the marquee games, but obviously the playoffs is when the real basketball begins, if you will.
So, playoffs, man, it changes the game, and I say that with a lot of people I talk to and stuff. I'm probably more of a college fan, than a pro fan, and for the most part, just because of the atmospheres and the stuff that college brings. But I'm the same way with the NBA. I'll watch. Obviously, we don't have a professional. Well, I guess you could, the Cavs, but LeBron left. So, we still have the Cavs. But
it went downhill from there.
It went downhill real quick. But yeah, they're, still watch the games here and there if there's nothing else on. But watching the playoffs and the championship and stuff like that, that's where the game really gets good.
Right. I 100% agree. The Mavs got one of the most exciting players with Luka Doncic here.
Oh man, yeah,
he's gonna be there for a while. I think he's gonna sign the contract, or he just signed it this offseason. So there's a lot of exciting stuff going on. But Shay, thank you for coming on the show tonight. Thank you for reaching out. TopChoice Mortgage. Visit the website, get more information there. Also, you can find them on social media. So let us know what avenues of social media you're on, where people can find you and get more information.
Yeah, we're on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, basically everything and stuff. Twitter,
Awesome.
So all your main social media outlets and stuff like that. So yeah, anybody that's out there listening or has any questions or anything, feel free message us, give us a call, check the website out. We're here to help. Like I said, if it's in, even a state that we're not licensed in right now, reach out if you got a question about anything that you're talking to somebody with and stuff, and we'll help you. We'll advise, and if there's a state that we have, a family member or a friend or somebody that works in the mortgages in that state, we'll connect you. So we're here to help. We enjoy helping people.
Awesome. Well, you have a great night, and definitely will be in touch for the future. Like I said, visit the website topchoice.mortgage, get more information, and you have a good one. Hopefully Cincinnati gets a win tomorrow.
I appreciate it, buddy. Have a great night.
All right, have a good one.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right, that was Shay with Top Choice Mortgage. Thankful for him reaching out to come onto the show. And you can go to the website right down below. Also, it is in the link in the description of the show. And thank you all out there for tuning in. If you have any questions, you can go directly to them. We got, talked about some NFL games coming up. Looking forward to that. Shout out to Courtney Harden. The Eagles coming up tomorrow. Who the Eagles playing? Let's see. Eagles playing at the Raiders tomorrow. That should be an interesting game. Eagles 2-4. We'll see what happens. Cowboys got a bye week, but coming up next, the week after, they will go up against the Vikings on Sunday night. And that is that Halloween? I believe that's Halloween. Yes, that is Halloween as well. So I think that's going to be a good game. I think we'll see if Diggs can keep that interception series going. I'm going to try to get some Viking fans or fan on next week. So be in touch about that. And I think that will be a good way to talk about that show and also preview that game. Also, the great news, BS3 Network is going to Roku. We will still use all the platforms we're on. You still get the audio version, and you'll have a TV version now. So we're coming to TV, Roku TV. So on Monday, November the 1st, as soon as November the 1st gets here, make sure you download BS3 TV on Roku. So get your Roku box. Or if you have a Roku TV, go ahead and get it ready. Monday, we'll be doing more promotion as we get closer to it. We are, as we speak, loading videos onto the channel, so it's going to be ready to go. We'll be able to do our live shows on there. Also, we will have video on demand, so each show will have their own little section of the videos where you'll be able to check them out. And I'm looking forward to that, man. This is really big time for us, from doing audio to now going in and doing video to now coming to a TV near you. So definitely continue to check out BS3 Network. Go to the website, bs3network.com. Everything on social media is BS3 Network, and you'll be able to find us literally everywhere at this point. Once we get on TV, we are going to be everywhere that video or podcasting is located. Also, if you're interested in starting your own podcast, or if you have a podcast and you want to get it onto our Roku TV channel, reach out to me. I run all the social media accounts, so at BS3 Network. You can also, if you're friends with me on any social media, you can just hit me up. I'll definitely be interested because we want a broad variety of shows. We don't just want sports. We don't just want society and culture. We want some of everything. So if you got a cooking show, if you have a health show, if you got a workout show, whatever it is that you have, we want to get your content to the masses. And we also want to get you on our platform. So reach out. I would love to speak with you. And I think it's going to be a great opportunity. It's going to be a really great opportunity, what we're going to do with our Roku channel. And I'm, excited. I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it. And I think we have the content to really make some noise and bring it to the masses. Shout out to my man Al High, host of the Casual Highlight, as well as Disrespect Your Senses. Thank you for tuning in. He said, the pod father, what's up, bro? Thank you so much. Also coming up on Monday, we will have Man Talk Mondays coming up on their Facebook page. That's Man-Talk Mondays coming up at 7 Central. Also have the forecast coming up on Monday at 8:30. We're changing the time, moving it up a little bit, 8:30 instead of 9. And we're going to review the Dave Chappelle closer comedy not show, but comedy set. And that is definitely going to be, it's going to be controversial. I'm going to go ahead and say it right now. But it's something that we got to talk about. And on the forecast, we talk about everything. We talk about it from different perspectives. So we're going to hit it from every different avenue. But Dave Chappelle, the closer, which is on Netflix, and obviously it's going through a lot of different back and forth, Netflix employees protesting. There's a lot. So we're going to touch on all of that. Thank you, Mrs. Swan. Thank you for tuning in. Black Swan. She said, stopping through. I appreciate that. Also, my man, Chris Hart. We go way back since college. Thank you for tuning in as well. Shay Hensley, thank you for coming on the show tonight. Great having you on. Like I said, love to do it in the future. Thank you for giving us a thumbs up as well. And this show right now is on all avenues. So Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. So make sure to like, subscribe, click that notification bell, and so that you can get the content as soon as it comes out. We will have more and more shows coming out. So stay tuned. We're going to have more shows, more content for you guys to see. So stay locked on BS3 Network. It is no longer BS3 Radio. It's now BS3 Network. So if you see the name changing, that's why it's changing. You see right behind me, Top Choice Mortgage. Shay Hensley came on the show tonight. And reach out to us if you want to come on any of the shows. So you have a great rest of your night. Thank you all those for tuning in and commenting. D Great, thank you for tuning in. Courtney Harden for commenting. Al High, Black Swan. Guys, have a good rest of your night. We'll be back next week with Late Night with BS3, and we'll have more content coming out each and every day this upcoming week. So have a great rest of your weekend. Peace.